Hello everyone. So this would be another short video today, and today we're going to answer a few more scenarios and just clarify this bit of a confusion that is going on. So unfortunately, ECFMG or MyIntealth have not released any comprehensive guide or any comprehensive information about the changes that they have made and how the students have to navigate all of that. They do, however, have instructions that are at present at the FSMB website. But again, the instructions are very vague and they are in a bit of a difficult language. So, all in all, I think this scenario, or this whole transition period, and the whole scenario surrounding it has been quite a bit of a headache for quite a lot of people. And what I do is I basically write down all the questions that I'm getting from the students that we have under us, and I write down those questions and I do research on them. I ask around, I look at forums, and I gather the information that I find available on the internet and present it to the best of my knowledge with easy language, of course, so that what is important for you should get to you, so that only the things that are important should remain in your concentration, and all the other things, all the other noise should be ignored, right? So, beginning off, we have actually done two videos before this. So I recommend watching those. In this video, primarily, I'll be telling you guys on how to apply for step 3, and I'll also be answering some questions about the graduates that we have, because we've not been answering questions about graduates since the last two videos. So now I'd be addressing some of the scenarios that would be surrounding the graduates and what they have to do. So before I forget, I should write down the document verification part also needs to be explained, right? So it's very important for us to understand that the graduates have a different scenario altogether when it comes to applying for it. The overlying process remains the same. So they have to navigate FSMB, they have to navigate MyIntealth, but there are a few more steps that they have to look at before directly going to the website and uh, applying for the exam, right? So I'll be discussing some scenarios here. Mainly, I'll be discussing on how to apply for step 3, and I'll also be discussing on how to go about the ECFMG certification. That also we need to discuss. So I may as well write that down. Uh, ECFMG certification, right? So yeah, now it's good. So starting off, I think we'll discuss the first scenario that we have. So before that, I was telling you guys that I have two more videos on the channel. So first one was explaining the transition all together in a sort of overview format, and some scenarios were also discussed in those videos. So I highly recommend that you watch the first two videos before continuing on to this one, because it's very important for you to have an idea of what we are talking about and whether your questions specifically were answered in those videos or not. So if this is the first video you're coming across from us, I highly recommend that you go watch the first two videos. So in the first video, I explained briefly on what the transition was all about. And in the second one, I explained on how to apply for step 1 and 2 CK after the transition on the EFE on the FSMB portal, right? So those two were done. I cannot unfortunately repeat all of that in this video, or else we'll be sitting here for a long time. So now we'll just move forward. So the first scenario that we have to discuss is for the candidates that are already registered with the ECFMG or MyIntealth, or have given any one USMLE exam. So this in this example are those candidates that have either given their step 1 or they have given their step 2 CK, and now they want to give their step 2 CK or step 3 respectively. So what they should do. So it's a very simple, uh, relatively simple for them. Is they have to now just directly go to FSMB and they have to create an account there. Before that, there were also quite a few old graduates that were registered only with ECFMG and not with MyIntealth. So I'm just going to uh, talk about them a little bit, right? First of all, candidates that have already given one exam or are already registered in the MyIntealth website, which means that you have undergone the notary, you have received the form 186, and you have received an email confirming that your application is accepted, and you are now registered, uh, right? So if you after receiving that confirmation email, and after undergoing the notary, and after getting the form 186, then only you are now uh, a registered candidate with MyIntealth. So then only, now only you can use your MyIntealth ID to continue the process and apply to the exams, right? That is must. Okay. So you have to be either registered to MyIntealth or you have to log into MyIntealth. So there were also quite a few people that were old graduates or they have started working and they registered for USMLE in the old ECFMG website, which was the interactive web application, right? So they registered themselves on that website, and then they did not give their USMLE. So now they were asking that what should we do? So the first step, what you should do is to go to MyIntealth and claim your account. And how you're going to do that is that you're going to, for example, you go to myintealth.app and then you go to the applicant portal, right? So you go to the applicant portal and then you create an account on MyIntealth. So you access MyIntealth and then you go to the don't have a MyIntealth account page and then you enter the email that you entered on the old ECFMG website. So for example, if there was an email that you used back then and you used that to make an account on the ECFMG uh, website, right? The old one, you have to enter the same email address here. If you don't enter the same email address, your previous record will get wiped off and then you have to re-register and pay the registration fees again and go through that process again, right? So it is essential for you to enter the same email address here, right? So for old graduates, if I may start typing now. So for old graduates, what you need to do, if I just zoom in a bit, so you need to make an account on MyIntealth and use the same email address that you used in the old ECFMG website. So it is essential for you to use the same email address so that all of your previous record can get transferred, right? Once you are at that point, then you have to go on with the whole application registration process, and after that everything is done, then you can use the MyIntealth ID for FSMB, and then you can register and give your exams, right? Once again, I am repeating, people that have already registered with the old ECFMG website and have not opened MyIntealth yet, right? They've gotten completely disconnected. So now what they have to do is they have to go to MyIntealth website. They have to make an account using the same email address that they used in the old ECFMG website. And then once they are in their account, they don't have to pay the fees again if they've been already registered before. They've undergone the notary, they've paid the fee, and they've received the form 186. So now they just have to open their MyIntealth account, use the MyIntealth ID or the ECFMG ID if they remember, and plug it into the FSMB portal of course, by creating an account there, and then all of their information is going to get transferred, and they can get on by filling their exam application, and they can continue giving their exams, right? So this query has been addressed. Also, candidates that have given one USMLE exam, they can do the same, right? They can log into MyIntealth, claim their account, use the MyIntealth ID, and create an FSMB account, and then go on to give their exams, right? Now, what should the graduates do? What should the graduates do, right? Graduates that are newcomers, right? For example, if there is somebody who has graduated from the medical school and now wants to give step one, right, or step two, uh, what are they supposed to do? So their process is going to be as same as the ones that are students, as same as the students that are giving their students that have their first time. The process is going to be the same. The only difference is going to be, okay, we were talking about what should the graduates do. So people that are newcomers. So most of their process is going to align with the process that I explained in my earlier video of what should the newcomers do. Most of it is going to be the same, but there's just going to be a slight difference. And the slight difference is going to be the document verification part. Now, it's very important that you understand that it doesn't matter how many exams that you have given up till now, whether you've given step one or two, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you have a working MyIntealth ID, right? And all of your information is up to date. These are two conditions, right? So if I write it over here. So there are two conditions for this, right? There are two conditions. Condition is that first of all you have a working MyIntealth ID and updated document information, right? So of course, if you've given an exam, then you will already have a MyIntealth working MyIntealth ID, right? If you are a newcomer, you have to first create a MyIntealth account and then of course register on it and get the MyIntealth ID. But there is one additional uh, step that you must take care of is that you must verify your degree, the final diploma that you got, right? So you must verify your MBBS diploma or degree from MyIntealth, which is going to cost you around 200 USD. And your university might charge extra, uh, depending on where you're from. So they might even charge extra. So what will happen is you have to verify your degree. So how do you do that? Is once you go to the MyIntealth website, so you should go to MyIntealth website and then go to the services option and then go to the document or credential verification option, right? Once you're there, they're going to ask you some basic information and then they will ask you to upload your degree onto there. So they're going to ask you to upload the degree, right? So once you upload your degree, you have to of course complete the rest of the form that you were already filling. So first of all, you go to the document credential verification option. You will go there, you will upload your degree, you will enter some basic information, and then you'll pay. All right, and you will pay, and then you will receive an email that your degree verification is under process. After 5 to 6 days, a week, maybe 2 weeks, they will ask you to verify your status from your university as well. So now at this point, you have to go back to your university that you graduated from, and then you go to the university and then you ask your university to verify your status. Depending on where you're from, they might charge you some money, they might not charge you some money, but they will verify your status from their side. And then the degree verification is going to be completed. So now, once your degree is verified, once you have a MyIntealth working ID, once you have both of these, then you can apply for the FSMB exam. If you go directly and create an account on FSMB and you fill out the step 1 form and you pay the money, it's not going to work. It's going to show you an error, may not even show you the step 1 application form. It may show you the step 1 application form, but either ways, it is not recommended. The best way to go forward is to verify your degree. All right. Also, how does the MyIntealth website know whether you're a graduate or a student? Well, they already have your information. So when you'll be uh, initially filling out your information during creating your account, they will already have your information, right? So based on that information, they would know whether you're a student or a graduate, right? And even when your university is going to verify your status, they will also have that information. So it is better to follow this. So graduates that are newcomers, create an account on MyIntealth, get registered, verify your degree, go to FSMB, create your account, give your exam, and then you're done, right? For ECFMG certification now, for ECFMG certification, everything, everything is going to be done on MyIntealth, right? So there is no FSMB, uh, no FSMB involvement here, right? So obviously at this point, you also, I mean, you might also want to give your step 3. So this is to be done before applying for step 3. So again, you will follow the same thing. So you will go to the MyIntealth website. We will go to services. You will go to ECFMG certification, and you will apply for it. Right? This is around USD one. It's around $1,000 when you'll pay, and this is going to be done. And then you can go to the FSMB website and apply for step 3. Right? So this is the basic scenario that you're going to give. So for ECFMG certification, of course, you might know that you have to give your step 1, your step 2, and your OET. And something that I must also say, that the last date for this pathway is 31st Jan 2026. So this pathway that is currently ending. So if you are planning to give your step 3 before the next pathway opens, so if you want to avoid the delay, then you have to get registered before 31st January. All right. And also, I want to clarify that if you submit your application before 31st or even at the 31st, it is okay. Your application will get processed, even if the date is uh, after, even if the process extends after 31st, right? So you don't have to you only have to worry about the date of submission of application, right? That's what I'm trying to say. The date of submission of application should be before 31st. All right. So I guess that is it for ECSMG certification. If you have any other questions, you can ask. So now, how to apply for step 3? So applying for step 3, of course, I've written some things down here. They are from their website also. For step 3, you would obviously need your uh, ECFMG certification. You would need your medical diploma that is issued for ECFMG certification. Of course, you would need a valid passport and a credit debit card for that. You go to the portal, you visit the website, you go to the USMLE portal, as I've showed you guys multiple times in the previous video as well. So you go to the licensing exams and you log into the USMLE portal, you log in, and you have to, assuming that you've created an account, right? So if I sign in now, hoping that I would sign in today because it takes a lot of time. So you go and you sign in, and once you have your ECFMG certification, then your data is going to be updated automatically. So now you can automatically directly apply for the USMLE Step 3, right? As they say that your eligibility is checked automatically. So FSMB verifies your certification during this step. All right. Again, it is as I said. Now I'm directly directed to the step 3 because I'm done with step 1 and 2 CK. So now, if I'm not the ECFMB certified. So now what they're saying is that I may want to check the eligibility requirements. So it's their way of saying that I'm not eligible for step 3, right? Once you are there, You review your personal information, you register for step 3, all of this would get unlocked. That is currently locked. All of this would get unlocked, and then you take the test, you get your results. All right. You have to make sure that everything matches your passport, everything matches your previous details that you've given, and the degree issue date also matches that issue date that you've already written in your form. So if you've written something else, you can change it afterwards. It's not a big deal, but they should match. All right. And this is it. So it's like around $1,000 also for step 3, and that's it. You'll get your scheduling permit in about 2 to 3 weeks. So that's how you apply for the step 3 program. Everything is same. I highly recommend that you watch the previous 2 videos in which I've in detail explained how to apply for step 1, 2. I've also explained the verification process, the data verification process. I've also explained the transition. So I highly recommend that you watch those videos. Also, I recommend that you send in all of your questions so that we could discuss them and give you an answer to clear all of your doubts. These are the scenarios that we have discussed, and I hope that this is helpful enough for you. Unfortunately, I cannot show you the exact step by step form because of confidentiality. Of course, nobody's willing to give their accounts, and I'm also not planning to give step 3 anytime soon. So I can help you out if you guys reach out to me. Again, we always show our Instagram channel. So this is our Instagram channel. You can reach out to us directly, message us, and I've also explained the visa ban information in our reels. So you may want to check that out, right? That's also some useful information. I might create a video on that for YouTube as well. I don't know, but I guess I can do that. But as of yet, nothing is decided. So contact us through here, share us your problems, send us your queries, and everything is very simple. It's just that the corporation is doesn't really care about the people and hasn't really released any instructions as of yet. So my job here is to research the information, compile the information, and present it to you in an easy manner. So any more questions, I'm always available to answer. All the best, and thank you.